I'm Kirby Dolak with LCTV, and today we're going to try something slightly different with Nick Lawler. We're going to be asking him about some specific projects, and Nick's going to provide us with a nice, short, concise description of the status for those projects.
242 King Street is the site of the new sewer treatment plant that has been awarded to Bethune Construction. They've received the notice to proceed, and they're going to begin doing some of the early site work probably within the next week or two. The hope is to start getting some of the cement work done before winter. So you'll start seeing some activity out there. We have knocked down the old carriage house barn that was there, so that part of the project is complete. We were able to salvage some of the timbers, worked closely with the Historical Commission on that. All in all, it's a pretty successful start to that part of the project. There'll be 2 pumping stations completed as part of the sewer project. One at the middle school at Russell Street, where we have an existing pumping station, but obviously needs to be upsized because there's going to be a lot more flow going through that part of town, coming from the common. They've started some pipe work up there. The pumping stations are part of the larger collection contract, the collection system contract for the sewer project being done by Rivoli. So they got a pumping station, they got all the pipes in the street, and they have a pump station at the high school as well. Because when we get rid of that plant, old plant at the high school, that'll be replaced with a pump station, and both pump stations will be sending sewage to 242 King Street, where the treatment facility will be. You'll start seeing some activity. It's already started actually on Russell Street and at the school. As soon as school was out, we were working closely with the school department on that. And they'll be continuing work, and they've taken the week of July 4th off. And we'll be back there next week, the week of July 10th, to start the Russell Street work. And also we'll have 1 crew during the day at Russell Street and at the school, and 1 crew will be starting night work out on the state roads, because most of that work has to be completed at night. Yeah, so that's an agreement that we worked out with town council. It very much applies to 550 King Street and the IBM parcel. There are a few other parcels in the common that it'll apply to, the Northern Bake parcel, 336 King Street. Anybody that doesn't have flow right now, that needs flow, or it has a permit on hand to build a project that doesn't have a way for us to better the project yet and come up with a betterment. So this is very critical for 550 King Street, obviously, because they're going to be a large user of the sewer system, and they also going to be a large payer of the sewer system. And we needed this agreement in place really prior to be awarded any contracts, because the department didn't want to take on any liability of the projects without having 550 King Street on board. That document's been signed. We've allocated 150,000 gallons per day to that property. I know there's been some talk about other pieces of property that certain developer, Lapoli, has acquired. This is non-transferable unless allowed by law and allowed by the Board of Water Commissioners. So if he was to say transfer some of this to 410 Great Road, I think is a common one that comes up when people think about him transferring. He would need one to be allowed per law, because you remember there's betterments calculated here. It's not as simple as transferring because of the betterment laws that exist, and also the water commissioners, which they wouldn't withhold unless there was a reason to withhold it.